hell, Polly thought. Do I have a pair of socks belonging to you? Yep, well washed, I might add. You'll have them back right now, said Polly, grabbing for her belt. In your own time, Perks, in your own time, no rush, said Jackram, raising a hand. Well washed, please. Why, Sarge, said Tonker, why didn't you give us away? You could have given us away any time. Jackram slewed his wad from cheek to cheek and sat chewing for a while, staring at nothing. No, you ain't the first, he said. I've seen a few, mostly by themselves, always frightened, and mostly they didn't last long. But one or two of them were bonny soldiers, very bonny soldiers indeed. So I looked at you lot and I thought to myself, well now, I thought, I wonder how they'll do when they find out they're not alone. You know about lions? They nodded. Well, the lion is a big old coward mostly. If you want trouble, you want to tangle with the lioness. They're killers and they hunt together. It's the same everywhere. If you want big grief, look to the ladies. Even with insects, right? There's a kind of beetle where she bites his head off right while he's exercising his conjugals. And that's what I call serious grief. On the other hand, from what I heard, he carries on regardless. So maybe it's not the same for beetles. He looked around at their blank expressions. No? He said. Well, maybe I thought a whole bunch of girls all at once. That's strange. Maybe there's a reason. Polly saw him glance briefly and wasn't. Anyway, I wasn't going to shame you all in front of a little toad like Strappy. Then there was all that business in pots. And then, well, we was galloping, as it were, caught up in things with no time to get off. You did well, lad. Very well. Shaped up like good. I'm going to... Oh, don't worry about the movement. Probably he's enjoying a nice bowl of scubbo right now. He went to a school for young gentlemen, so prison will be just like old times. We're still going, Sarge. Sorry. Oh, don't say sorry, Perks. You were doing well up until then. Shut. I'm going too, she said. I think my fiancé is in there. I have to go, said Watson. The Duchess guides my steps. I'll go then, said Egoina. I'm probably going to be needed. I shouldn't think I could get by as a washerwoman. I'll stay here and watch over Mal. If he's still after blood when he wakes up, he's gonna have blunt teeth. Embarrassed, but defiant. Then there was the sound of someone slowly. Oh, very nice, said Jack. A band of brothers, oh sorry, sisters. Oh dear, oh dear. Look, Blouse was a fool. It was probably all them books. He read all that stuff about it being a noble thing to die for your country. I was never that keen on reading, but I know the job is making some other poor devil die for him. He slewed his black tobacco from side to side. I wanted you to be safe, lads. Down in the press of men, I reckoned I could get you through this, no matter how many friends the princess sent after you. I look at you lads and I think, you poor boys, you don't know nothing about war. What are you going to do? Tonker, you are a crack shot, but after one shot, who's backing you up while you reload? Perks, you know a trick or two, but the blokes in the castle will maybe know a trick or five. You're a good cook, Shufty. Too bad it's going to be too hot in there. Will the Duchess turn aside arrows, was her? Yes, she will. I hope you're right, my lad, said Jack, giving the girl a long, slow look. Personally, I've found religion in battle is as much use as a chocolate helmet. You'll need more than a prayer if Prince Heinrich catches you, I might add. We're going to try it, Sarge, said Polly. There's nothing for us in the army. Will you come with us, Sarge? No, lad. Me as a washerwoman, I doubt it. Don't seem to have a skirt anywhere about me for a start. Just one thing, lads. How are you going to get in? In the morning, when we see the women going in again, said Polly. Got it all planned, General. And you'll be dressed as women. We are women, Sarge, said Polly. Yes, technically, but you kitted out the roof with all your little knickknacks, didn't you? What are you going to do? Tell the guards you opened the wrong cupboard in the dark? Another embarrassed silence, said Jackram. This ain't proper war, he said. Still, I said I'd look after you. You are my little lads, I said. His eyes gleamed. And you still are, even if the world's turned upside down. I'll just have to hope Miss Perks that you picked up a few tricks from old Sarge, so I reckon you can think of a few of your own. And now I'd better get you kitted up, right? Perhaps we could sneak in and steal something from the villages where the servants come from. From a bunch of poor women. Anyway, there are soldiers everywhere. How do we get women's clothes on the battlefield? Said Lofty. Jack jumped up, stood up, stuck his thumbs in his belt, and grinned. I told you that. You don't know nothing about torture. And one of the things they didn't know was that it had edges. Polly wasn't certain what she'd expected. Men and horses, obviously. In her mind's eye, they were engaged in mortal combat, but obviously you couldn't go on doing that all day. So there would be tents, and that was about it. It hadn't seemed that an army on campaign is a sort of large, portable city. It has only one employer, and it manufactures dead people, but like all cities, it attracts citizens. What was unnerving was the sound of babies crying within the rows of tents. You hadn't expected it. Or the noise. There were crowds. Everywhere there were fires and the smell of cooking. This was a siege after all. Getting down onto the plain of dark, there was only Polly and Shufty treading after the sergeant, who'd said that more would be too many and in any case attract too much attention. There were patrols, but their edge had been dulled by sheer repetitiveness. Besides, the Allies weren't expecting anyone to make much effort to get into the valley, at least in small groups. And men in the dark make noise, far more noise than a woman. They'd located a Borogravian sentry in the gloom by the noise of him trying to suck a morsel of dinner out of his teeth. But another one had located them when they were a stone's throw from the tents. He was young, so he was still keen. Halt! Who goes there, friend or foe? The light from a cooking fire glinted off the crossbow. See? Whispered Jackman. This is where your uniform is your friend. Aren't you glad you kept it? He swaggered forwards and spat tobacco between the young sentry's boots. My name's Jackram, he said. That's Sergeant Jackram. As for the other bit, you choose. Sergeant Jackram, said the boy, his mouth staying open. Yes, lad. What, the one who killed 16 men at the Battle of Zop? There was only 10 of them, but good lad for knowing it. The Jackram who carried General Frock through 14 miles of enemy territory? That's right. Polly saw teeth in the gloom as the sentry grinned. My dad told me he fought with you at Blunderberg. Ah, that was a hot battle, that was, said Jackram. No, he meant in the pub afterwards. He pinched your drink and you smacked him in the goblet, you kicked him in the nads, and you hit him in the guts, he blacked your eye, then you hit him with a table, and when he came round his mate stood him beer for the evening for managing to lay nearly 3 punches on Sergeant Jackram. He tells the story every year, when it's the anniversary, and he's been here, reminiscing. Jackram thought for a moment, and then jabbed a finger at the young man. Joe Albuquerque, right? He said. The smile broadened to the point where the top of the young man's head was in danger of falling off. He'll be smirking all day when I tell him you remember him, Sarge, said the sentry. He says that where you piss, grass don't grow. Well, what can a modest man say to that, eh? Said Jackram. Then the young man frowned. Funny though, he thought you were dead, Sarge, he said. Tell him I bet him a shilling I'm not, said Jackram. And your name, lad? Lart, Sarge. Lart Albuquerque. Glad you joined, are you? Sarge, said Lart loyally. We're just having a stroll, lad. Tell your dad I asked after him. I will, Sarge. The boy stood to attention like a one-man guard of honour. This is a proud moment for me, Sarge. Sarge? Whispered Polly as they walked away. Aye, pretty much. On our side, anyway. I'll make so bold as to declare that most of the enemy that meets me don't know anything much afterwards. I never thought it was going to be like this, hissed Shufty. Like what? Said Jackram. There's women and children, shops, I can smell bread baking. It's like a city. Yeah, but what we're after isn't going to be in the main streets. Follow me, lads. Stand by. Sergeant Jackram, suddenly furtive, ducked between two big heaps of boxes and emerged beside a smithy, its forge glowing in the dusk. Here the tents were open-sided. Armourers and saddlers worked by lantern light, shadows flickering across the mud. Polly and Shufti had to step out of the way of a mule train, each animal carrying two casks on its back. The mules moved aside for Jackram. Maybe he's met them before too, thought Polly. Maybe he really does know everyone. The sergeant walked like a man leaving deeds to the world. He acknowledged other sergeants with a nod, lazily saluted the few officers there were around here, and ignored everybody else. "You been here before, Sarge?" said Shufti. "No, lad." "But you know where you're going?" "Correct. I ain't been here, but I know battlefields, especially when everyone's had a chance to dig in." Jackram sniffed the air. "Ah, right, that's the stuff. Just you two wait here." He disappeared between two stacks of lumber. They heard a distant muttering, and after a moment or two, Jackram reappeared holding a little bottle. Polly grinned. "Is that rum, Sarge?" "Well done, my little bar steward. And it would be nice if it was rum, upon my word, or whiskey, or gin, or brandy. This don't have one of those fancy names. This is the genuine stingray, this is. Pure hangman." "Hangman?" said Shufti. "One drop and you're dead," said Polly. Jackram beamed as a master to a keen pupil. "That's right, Shufti. It's rotgut. Wheresoever men are gathered together, someone will find something to ferment in a rubber boot, distill in an old kettle, and flog to his mates. Made from rats by the smell of it. Ferments well, does your average rat. Fancy a taste?" Shufti shied away from the proper bottle. The sergeant laughed. "Good lad. Stick to beer," he said. "Don't the officers stop it?" said Polly. "Officers? What do they know about anything?" said Jackram. "And I bought this from the sergeant, too. Anyone watching us?" Polly peered into the gloom. "No, Sarge?" Jackram poured some of the liquid into one pudgy hand and splashed it into his face. "Ouch!" "Stings like the blazes. And now to kill the toothworms, not do the job properly." He took a quick sip from the bottle, spat it out, and shoved the cork back in. "Okay, let's go." "Where are we going, Sarge?" said Shufti. "You can tell us now, can't you?" "A quiet little place where our needs will be met," said Jackram. "Around here somewhere." "You don't half smell of drink, Sarge," said Shufti. "Will I let you in if you smell drunk?" "Yes, Shufti lad, they will," said Jackram, setting off again. "The reason being my pockets jingle and I smell of booze. Everyone likes a rich drunk. Ah, down this little valley here, that'll be our... Yeah, I was right, this is the place. Tucked away, delicate sight. See any clothes hanging out to dry, boys?" There were a few washing lines strung behind the half-dozen or so drab tents in this side valley, which was little more than a wash gouged out by winter rains. If there had been anything on them, it had been taken in against the heavy dew. Okay, so we'll have to do it the hard way. Remember, just act natural and listen to what I say. "I'm just shaking, Sarge," Shufti muttered. Good. Very natural, Jackal. "This is our place, I think. Nice and quiet, no one watching us. Nice little path up there to the top of the wash." He stopped outside a very large tent and tapped on the board outside with his swagger stick. "The Solid Dubs," Polly read. "Yeah, well, these ladies weren't hired for their spelling," said Jackram, pushing open the flap of the tent to build repute. Inside was a stuffy little area, a sort of canvas antechamber. A lady, lumpy and crow-like in a black bombazine dress, rose from a chair and gave the trio the most captivating look Polly had ever met. It finished off by putting a price on her boots. The sergeant doffed his cap and in a jovial, rotund voice that peed brandy and cracked plum pudding said, "Good evening, madame. Sergeant Smith's the name, yes indeed. And me and my bold lads here have been so fortunate as to acquire the spoils of war, if you catch my drift. And nothing would do for it but they were clamouring to go to the nearest house of good repute for to have a man made of 'em." Little beady eyes skewered Polly again. Shufti, ears glowing like signal beacons, was staring fixedly at the ground. "Looks like that'll be a job and a half," said the woman shortly. "You never spoke a truer word, madame," beamed Jackram. "Two of your fair flowers apiece should do it, I reckon." There was a clink as, staggering slightly, Jackram put several gold coins on the rickety little table. Something about the gleam of it thawed things no end. The woman's face cracked into a smile as glutinous as slug gravy. "Well now, we're always honoured to entertain the ins and outs, Sergeant," she said. "And if you gentlemen would like to step through to the inner sanctum." Polly heard a very faint sound behind her and turned. She hadn't noticed the man sitting on a chair just inside the door. He had to be a man because